In this episode, we finally made it to the Middle Percy Islands. We take a hike to the Homestead, where we meet up with the Leaseys, Robin and Annie, and then we leave a piece of Lookamoo behind. Well, it's another good morning from the Lookamoo crew. We're on our way to Percy's. We're pretty excited about that, as we've never been there before. Heard lots of great things. We left Pearl Bay this morning around about 6 a.m, so we've been sailing for the last few hours. Our true wind speed is 5.4 knots and our speed over ground is 5.4 knots, so it's pretty good. We've got our sails set as a goose wing. Peter's pretty happy about that. We're actually sailing with in a group of 4. So we've got double barrel just ahead of us, and we have the Vivacious, who, I don't know, they seem to be heading off to New Zealand at the moment. And then we have Pacific Dreams, who are just trailing behind us. Anyway, beautiful day. And we're really looking forward to the Percys. We were enjoying the calm seas with the wind in our sails when Double Barrel decided to drop back, have a chat and have a cup of tea. Wes was saying, how good is this? Wouldn't it be great if a whale would just suddenly pop up in between Lookamoo and Double Barrel? But all of a sudden, Double Barrel was upon our stern. No problem, Peter got our engines going and we quickly veered away. Welcome to the Percy Island Yacht Club. We were really excited to finally be here. The famous AFrame hosts sundowners to all visiting yachties who come to chat about their sailing adventures. No doubt we will be sharing a few of those ourselves. The following morning, we decided to take an opportunity to have a quiet moment to walk through the AFrame. Every visiting yachty that comes here leaves a name token of their boat behind. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of different types of these tokens. No doubt Lookamoo crew will be one of those.
Inside the AFrame, there is a little shop where you can buy locally grown goods from the homestead. There is an assortment of things like eggs, lemons, chocos, and their famous honey, which no doubt we bought. All the proceeds help maintain the island. You can even overnight stay in a treetop for a different experience. The following morning we were up and ready for a walk to the homestead. There are 2 tracks you can take. One is a short one of 2 kilometres, or the other 4 kilometres. For some reason I thought we were taking the shorter option, but I soon discovered halfway it was the longer one. Oh well, at least there was some decent Wi-Fi reception along different parts of the track. How's your reception?
Good. Finding out all sorts of things.
There were many signs along the way, and I especially love this one. If you stand very still in the heart of a wood, you will hear many wonderful things. The snap of a twig, the wind in the trees, and the whir of invisible wings.
After a long uphill walk, we finally made it to the top of Middle Percy Island. Once we arrived, there's a lot of information about Andy, who was a previous lessee of Middle Percy. There's also some really accurate sundials, which we checked against our watch, and amazingly they're pretty close.
We made it to the homestead. I was amazed by this beautiful Queenslander sitting atop of Middle Percy Island. We were greeted by Rob and Annie, the lessees of the island, and also by Jack, one of the many hundreds of goats that live here on Middle Percy Island.
This is Jack. Jack's a very friendly goat.
Yeah.
Looks old. He is.
Yeah,
and
about
that's
8,
his
9.
brother's usually his son's hanging around, the big brown one with big horns. Gary's the other one. Where's Gary? Hey, Jack? It's funny. We sit.
The only expression is just the ears, right, and a little bit of tail movement. That's the only expression they've got.
They never. They can't tell if they're ever happy.
No, so that's his sad face. Was Happy's face.
Island, you see some with no feathers on their hair. But they usually don't survive because their beaks grow, and once their beaks grow, they can't feed.
Yeah, we've got property in Blue Mountains,
Yeah.
Sydney there, and we get hundreds of them blowing through, and you get the ones, and the beaks
Twisted
round, and I thought they'd just been hit by a bushfire or something.
It was time to head back to Lookamoo, but not before a visit to the roundhouse, which is a circular structure clad entirely in old house windows and a tin roof. Rob the lessee has been busy renovating the roundhouse so that the island can host camps for the younger people.
Hanging on the door handle.
These winding roads will lead me home. To you I'll go. I know these stepping stones I've walked alone. To you, my home. Now I stand by your side. Oh, on our own time.
We entered the lagoon that is only accessible at high tide to check out Rob and Annie's boat, the Joshua Sea, a modern-day tall ship. It took Rob 13 years to build this 24-metre, 40-tonne wooden vessel. It's constructed almost entirely from recycled timbers, along with a lot of determination. I recall Rob saying that if you have a dream and are willing to keep at it, no matter what fate throws at you, Keep going and that dream will eventually become a reality.
I'll keep you close.
Good afternoon. We're still in the Middle Percy Islands and we're in a great little spot called White Bay. We've come around here to hide out from the strong northerly winds which we're experiencing at the moment. Although we're not feeling the strong northerlies because we're pretty well protected where we are. The temperature today is around about 27 degrees, lovely and warm. We've taken full advantage of that by having a swim and testing out my new sup, which is just there. And I have to say, I'm pretty proud I didn't fall off once. So once these northerlies finish and the southeasterlies kick back in, we'll head back round to West Bay on the other side of the island, stay there for a few more days, and I think we may head over to Digby Island and maybe over to Mackay. So that's the plan at the moment. But while we're here, we're just enjoying the scenery, the whales, the sharks, and just generally everybody's company around here, especially at sundowners.
From the first look, my heart was cracked like the spine of a book. You caught my eye at the tail end of a heartbreak, walked into my life.
The only way to get a little bit of internet is to climb on top of the roof while we're at the Percy's.
Today's beach cleaning day. So we're on the beach here at White Bay. Kev, myself, Joe and Sue, and we're just walking along, and you wouldn't believe the amount of rubbish that comes up on the beach. And it's really, really important for us to get onto the beach and get rid of a lot of the plastic and rubbish that's on the beach that creates a hazard. Some beautiful fish and other animal life around here, and they don't need human waste on the beach, so we're spending a bit of time doing the hard yakka, taking them all in big bags back to Mackay.
So what's for dinner tonight?
Well, there's fish caught by Kevin. She's very, very clever.
So what sort of fish have we got here? Looks like some tuna.
I think it is. I think you're right. I'm not sure. Caught this morning.
Fresh. So we're going to barbecue the tuna and sprinkle it with a little bit of salt and pepper, dash of soy, and I think it'll just be the perfect dinner for us tonight.
We couldn't leave Middle Percy Island without leaving a memento of our stay. It's a tradition amongst yachties to leave a sign. So there's Vivacious' sign, and there's the sign from Lookum U. A great work of art done by Sue.
Rather than sail straight to Mackay, which was 64 nautical miles away from the Middle Percy Island, we decided that we'd sail to Digby Island, which was only about 22 nautical miles. We had fairly strong southerly wind, so we were sailing across the wind and the sea was quite rough. We were expecting a rather rolly anchorage once we got into Digby Island, but we were pleasantly surprised to find how calm it was. What do a bunch of sailors do once they reach an anchorage? They head to shore, meet up other fellow sailors for a sundowners. The following day we had a 42 nautical mile sail to Mackay. We had fairly benign conditions with the following sea. It was lovely to be out there.
It's a very good morning from the port of Mackay. We've popped into here for a couple of days to reprovision, and I have to say I'm quite impressed. It's a very, very nice marina, great facilities, so we're pretty happy to be here. We'll stay here for a couple of days before we head up to Schofield and the Whitsundays.
On our next episode, we decide to spread the love through the Whitsunday Islands. Peter and I are introduced to the game of Patong, and we continue exploring the islands.